Hello everyone, Ron here from HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road. Welcome to our channel. Since June of 2023, Jackie and I have been living the full-time RV lifestyle and loving every minute. In this video, we move to one of our favorite Florida RV resorts, share a recovery update on my Clear Choice dental implant surgery, and walk you through how we sanitize our RV's freshwater system. We're very excited that you're here and eager to get started, so buckle up and let's hit the road. So we're bugging out of TTO 1000 Trails, Orlando this morning. So we got a few things to do. It's about, 45 minutes before we have to hit the gate and be out. So just want to let you know it's 8 days past the operation or the surgery. You can still see I suffer some bruising, some swelling still. And I'm a little numb here, but I'm chewing a little better on soft foods, So that's, I want to call it day 8 of the healing process. So this was our site. I picked up a lot of stuff yesterday. We'd never been in this section before, but it was really nice. You could see the clubhouse over there. So the pool, pickleball course, and everything is over behind us over there. So it was a short walk over to play poker or go over there to do whatever we wanted to do. You could see Starlink on the roof, and we had perfect reception. And we're in Tiki 54, so site number 54 on Tiki Road. And it's a nice little section. A couple of Brinkley's over there. One of them owned by a friend. We've got a friend next door. It's a vintage Ultra Sport. He loves it. He says it was formerly owned by a diesel mechanic who took good care of it. Helped him do a little service on his water heater yesterday. It's a cute little dog named Baka. And I said, is Baka short for Chewbacca? And he goes, no, Baka is the Russian word for dog. Okay. Learn something new every day. Never too old. We've been on this site for 28 days. We normally book for 21. That's the way our package works. It's a 21 night free stay. Okay, free, it comes with our package. And we extended a week, and it was $29 to extend a week, and I get 2 to 4 of those a year. And we did that because of my surgery. So we didn't want to be moving 2 days after the surgery. Going back over, imagine that, Lake Magic. We enjoy Lake Magic. It's right down the road, real short trip, and we'll see you there. So I went ahead and policed the site here, Tiki 54 TTO. And here's the take. And look at that old aluminum Budweiser bottle buried in the sand. 1 bottle cap, 3 tent stakes. Score! MCCA, make campsites clean again. Mecca, if we all do our part, we'll all have a better camping experience. We're safely at our next destination. We're back at Lake Magic. We're at site 551. We've never been in this section before. It's very nice. Easy in and easy out. Usually when you're here, there's a lot of one-way streets. It takes you forever to come and go. So should be much better this time. Well, as a follow-up, this is the tree that we had to drive under the last time we were here at Lake Magic. And right over there is the site we were in. And we did get a text message, because we get all the text messages they send out here to their, the people that camp here, that's saying they were doing some tree trimming over here after we left and we were over at the next campground. And they got this tree all cleaned up, so hats off to them. They took care of the problem. When we air this footage, I'll put the link to that video in the description of this video. Looky. You suppose they are members here? They like the pool. So, FedEx delivered a package incorrectly. This is at least the second time it's happened to us by FedEx. Said it was delivered. I ordered it seat covers for Max. And a friend of ours has a UPS store box, and you know, I used his name and asked that it be delivered there. You know, he gave us the address and everything, and that way we wouldn't have to pay for delivery. Or like typically at campgrounds, they charge a fee to receive a package. Anyway, so I got the delivery notice, and he stopped there to pick it up, and wasn't there. And so I had to figure out what's going on, do a little tracking. It was signed for by Desiree. I got a map that, you know, it was very vague where it was. It gave me GPS coordinates, but I didn't plug those in. I could see it was in the same plaza as that UPS store. So Jackie and I drove over, and I started, you know, knocking on doors, basically walking into businesses saying, hey, I'm looking for a package misdelivered. I'm supposed to go to the UPS store. And, you know, I walked into a liquor store finally, and I said, oh, your name's Bobby? Because I saw her name tag. I said, I'm looking for a package that was misdelivered. And I says, but Desiree signed for it. She goes, Desiree works down the big store. Big store? She goes, yeah, Public, the grocery store. So I hiked down to Public, and I went in there, and I stopped at the service desk, told them why I was there, told them what had happened. So she pays Desiree a couple times. Desiree calls, and she asked my name. So yeah, it was addressed to my buddy. So I told her that, his name, and she told Desiree that, and next you know, a guy would come up with a package, and the lady at the service desk says, it happens all the time. Now, how could FedEx just haphazardly deliver packages to someplace, maybe because they're frustrated and they can't find it? But it was clearly marked on the front of the building, 330 was the number of the building in that plaza. And it was on the address, and just, I don't know who it was, some guy, some gal left from FedEx, you know, decided they're just going to go in and deliver it to Public. And Desiree, whoever that is, decided, well, you know, this friend of mine must work there. I don't know. So anyway, we're heading back to the campground now. Wonderful things. Part of living on the road. Some of the things you have to deal with. Hi, everyone. Before we get started sanitizing the water system on the camper, I want to talk to you about our YouTube channel. At HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road on YouTube, we have over 100 videos there and a few shorts. So if you like what you see here, please go ahead, go to our channel, and check out our past videos. Give us a like and subscribe. That would really help us out. Just wanted to remind everybody there's more out there than just this video. We do it because we like doing it, and we like sharing our adventures with y'all. So keep viewing, keep enjoying, and we'll keep posting videos. It's May 19th. It's our anniversary. In 1984, on May 19th, Jackie and I were married. It's been 42 years. So happy anniversary, honey. And for a gift, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to sanitize the water system in the camper. It's been a while. It's time. I drained the fresh water tank last night. Had about 5-10 gallons in it. And so I'm going to go ahead and refill that. Put about, 25 gallons in. It holds about 50. And I'll add the chlorine. And we'll go ahead and finish refilling. And then we'll, later on tonight before we go to bed, I will pump that up into the camper, through the Camper'S dry camping pump, till we can smell it at every faucet, the chlorine. And then we'll let it sit there all night, and we'll be able to use it to flush the toilet. But other than that, so I'm just basically following the instructions in our owner's manual. That's it. Anybody could do it. You could do it. Just read the instructions. And if you still don't feel comfortable, watch some videos on YouTube, maybe this one. And if you still don't feel comfortable, well, hire somebody to do it. Don't do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. This is not a how-to video. It's a video on how I did it, or how I'm going to do it. All right, wish me luck. So as you can see, that fresh water tank drain is still dripping a little. You can see the little wet spot down on the concrete. The valve's still open. I have to crawl under there and close that valve. I'm down here doing yoga on my yoga mat under the slide, and I'm going to go ahead and close this valve. There it is. Valve is closed. All right, time to fill the tank. So I've shut off the water and I've reset my saver drop meter to 0, so I'll know how much I'm putting in. So what we want to do is power fill the tank, okay? The white lever horizontal, blue lever horizontal, black lever horizontal, red lever up, green lever horizontal, okay? So horizontal, 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 vertical, horizontal, just like it says. Now we're ready. Once I turn the water on, it's going to start putting water into the tank. And since I have the saver drop, we'll be able to measure how much we're putting in. Like I said, I want to put in about 25 gallons at first. All right, we're just going to turn it on. You can see we have almost, when it's running full bore, we got about 50 psi. I keep that set under 60. And it varies from park to park. So you can see, just to the right of the leveling jack, you see that valve I closed. Now there's a rubber hose coming out just from this side of the tire. You can see the water puddle is being made down there. That's the overflow. Okay, whenever you add water, well, most of the time when you add water to the tank, the air that's going in pushes the water out of that overflow, and you always, it looks like you have a leak, but you really don't. You see it stop. So I will put the 25 in now, and the next time I add water, I'll add it until it comes out that overflow, and then we'll know the tank is full. As you can see, we're almost at 25. One little extra, 25.2. Okay. Next step, add the chlorine. So what I'm going to do is mix up 3/4 cup of chlorine and 3 gallons of water in this bucket. So I got 3.1 gallons in there now. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this water back up to the camper so we can finish filling the fresh water tank. We'll add 3/4 cup of chlorine, and then we'll siphon this into the fresh water tank. There you go, 3/4 cup. So I got ahead of myself. I should not have hooked this up yet, because we have to hook the siphon hose on there, and then we use the sanitize setting to siphon the water out of that bucket, the chlorinated water out of that bucket into the fresh water tank. Another thing I'm going to do before I get started here, I'm going to shut off the water going to the filter. These two valves, the one I just turned over there and this one, shut the water off going to the filters, and this one bypasses the whole thing. That way I'm not going to chlorinate my filters. Now when we're in the siphon mode, it's going to bypass the water heater too, because I don't want chlorine in there. And so we're going to be careful once the lines are chlorinated not to use the hot water in the camper. So we'll put reminder notes on each faucet handle not to turn the hot water, because I don't want any of that chlorinated water going into the water heater. So here's the hose I'm going to use to siphon. I'll hook it into the fresh water inlet here, and then the other end goes into the bucket of chlorinated water. Okay, so we're going to set this up for sanitize. White one vertical, blue one vertical, black one horizontal, red one horizontal, green one horizontal. So we're all set up. So before I start the pump, the end of the suction hose here goes into the chlorinated water, and I put the chlorinated water bucket on top of 2 other buckets to get it higher, so the pump won't have to work as hard to get it up here, okay? And I can control the pump from out here, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn it on now. I can hear it going, and I can see the level slowly dropping. It's already dropped about 1 inch. This will take a bit. It's siphoning in. It's going into the fresh water tank. 3 gallons of water mixed with 3/4 cup. It's unscented Clorox. Like I say, I'm just following the instructions from the owner's manual. There's a lot of things online about this. This is not the first time I've done it. I've probably filmed it before, I can't remember. But as you can see, the level's definitely dropping. I don't want it sucking air, so I'm tilting it up. Get as much out of here and into the system as we can. If you can get it above the inlet, it's really going to help. All right, we got her in there. Shut off the pump. So I'm going to take this out of sanitize mode because we've got all that chlorinated water siphoned into the tank. I'm going to put it back in power filled tank mode so we can finish filling the tank to capacity and get that right full of chlorinated water at the right concentration. So power filled tank, horizontal, 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 vertical, horizontal. Now I have to hook the water hose back up and we'll let the tank fill till it's overflowing. So the hose is hooked back up. We're gonna go turn the water on now. You can see it's starting to drip out the overflow. Okay, she's full. I'm gonna shut the water off. All right, I've decided I'm gonna drain the water heater and rinse it. So right now all we've got is just chlorinated water in the holding tank, freshwater holding tank. There's no chlorinated water anywhere else. I got it in the face. Good thing it wasn't that hot. Been shut off a while. So we're going to drain it. So I picked up this device for rinsing the tanks, the water heater tanks. All it does is it connects to the end of a hose. It's got a valve on and off here. It's got a plastic tube that's bent. And you can fish it in there and kind of squish everything around. Now, try to rinse out that space. Historically, not gotten a lot out of here. So, it does a really good job of not collecting a lot of calcium. And really, I don't see a lot coming out. Very small specks. All right, I'm gonna consider that rinsed. I can't remember if you call those anodes or cathodes, but I'm gonna put that in there, put her back in. There's still a good amount of Teflon tape on there, so don't over tighten it. That's about good. That's an aluminum tank, so don't want to overdo it. Now, I'm gonna open this up. This is a PRV or pressure relief valve. It's a safety device. What happens is, if this heater should go crazy and start boiling the water, it'll create steam and build pressure, and the pressure needs someplace to go. And if it doesn't have anywhere to go, you get a big bang. Something lets loose, and you don't want that. So this is meant to lift at a certain pressure and let the water and the pressure out, okay? They fail sometimes. If they've been a while since you've used them, like I just did to open it up. And when you close them, they won't hold water. Time to replace it at that point. We're hoping that when I start filling this thing, drop that down, it's going to hold water and we're going to be good. I'm going to turn the water on, start refilling it. I've hooked the water hose back up to the camper, the inlet, and I've got it in city water mode. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the water on, and it should fill the water heater tank. Okay, right now the tank is filling. When the water starts to come out of here, I'll know I can close that, shut the water off. We'll have most of the air out at that point. So this water heater holds 6 gallons. It's not huge, but I'll tell you, we take pretty decent showers. Very seldom does the water get cold, and we'd have to be in there a long time for that to happen. If we do feel like taking a longer shower, usually there it is. Usually we run it on electric heat. We'll also throw the gas heat. So you got both, elements basically. You're using electric and gas to heat it quicker. So right now I'm using the exterior hose. I'm going to turn the hot water valve on to bleed the air out of this. I've already done some. Got a steady flow. Got all the air out of that tank. Now the cold water. Might be some air in there too. I've been jerking around here. There you go. All the air is out. Okay, I do not see any leaks here. Nothing. Let's see if this can stop. Yep, all looking good. Cool beans. So that's done until I feel like I need to do it again. So last night before retiring, went ahead and cold water side, ran that chlorinated water from the tank up into every faucet up here till I could smell it. So the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, the shower. I also disconnected the cold water line in here and hooked a hose, a short little hose on here on the cold water line. You can see it's still unhooked if you can see it at all in the darkness. And I ran it into a bucket until I could smell chlorine. So I got chlorine to this point. Outside here next to the step, I also have an outside water spigot. I plugged into that and ran chlorinated water to this point. I also plugged the hose in here and ran cold water to this point. So at that point I had chlorinated water to the entire system, except for the hot water side, which I don't want. Got red ants crawling on the rig. That can't be good. This morning, running the pump was getting very noisy. I didn't film the repair, but there was a lot of extra line on this pump and it was kinking on the inlet. So I cut it off, put a new end on it, and I got it tied in there. I'll button this all up later. It was kinking, making that pump rattle like a son of a gun, man. But that's all squared away now. Now what I have to do is I have to get all the chlorinated water out of the tank, the fresh water tank. And I don't want to just dump it on the ground because it'll run off the pad and it'll probably kill the grass. It's chlorinated, right? And maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I'm not going to take that risk. So I'm going to put it all down the drain. That's why I was running the pump anyways. I learned yesterday, I looked it up, 81 gallons of fresh water. I always thought it was 50. I probably knew at one point it was 81, but now I've got to get 81 gallons out. And since I don't want to put it on the pad, the chlorinated water out of the tank, I'm going to put it down the drain into the sewer. That means the pump's got to run. I'll probably drain some water into buckets from the freshwater tank drain and then bring it up here and dump it down the drain just to make things go faster, but it's going to take a bit. I've gotten as much out of the freshwater tank with the pump as you can, so now the rest is going to have to come out here, and then I'm going to have to put water back in that tank so I can flush the chlorine out of the pump system. Then I'll switch over to city water and use good clear water to push the rest of the pipes out, get all the chlorinated water out of the pipe so we have nothing but fresh water in the system. Now I should be done. So I have to do that to all the faucets and all the outlets I showed you this morning, including the washer. While the freshwater tank drains, and it's getting close to being empty, just dribbling, I'll go ahead and put it back in city water mode, turn it back on. It'll pretty much push all the chlorinated water out of the lines to the faucets. Now when the tank is completely drained with freshwater tank, I'll put some fresh water in that and then push it out of the pump system. And then we'll completely fill it, and then overnight I'll let it drain to the pad. That should do it. I don't think we need to film anything else. So a brief update on my dental situation with the implant. Tomorrow will be 3 weeks from surgery, and I'm feeling much better. I am still numb a little bit here. Well, it's still numb. It's better, but not quite gone, you know. But other than that, I'm chewing better. I'm feeling good. And actually, in 2 days, I'll go back to Clear Choice, and they're going to check everything out, and I'll be able to ask questions about the numbness and the bite. They're going to check all that, hopefully. They'll probably, I'm guessing they're going to pull them out, clean them, and check them all out, and adjust them maybe. We'll see. Anyway, tomorrow will be 3 weeks, and the swelling's gone. The black and blue is gone, and there's no pain. I feel pressure and this numbness. Other than that, doing really well. And I think the smile's much better than it was. And these are just the temporary ones, the healing sets. So when the final ones are in, which will be sometime in September, it should be a lot better, I'm hoping. Anyway, thanks to all the well-wishers, and just want you to know that I'm doing fine. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day, and thanks for watching.